that will become developed for the world stage, especially those things that the school systems are not built to support, but which you will as are skills to engage, to negotiate, to compete, to host trade, to do all sorts of transactions that you will need. I will quickly go on now to introduce the judges for today's debate so that we can move on straight to the business of the day. After I have done that, we'll look at a very short video clip, very short, and then we'll move on to the business of the day. To the extreme left, and the only woman is not just the only woman on the table, but is the woman in the life of Dr. Osahon Enabulele. Permit me to introduce his better half, the ebony, black, and beautiful Professor Osahon Enabulele. She's a professor of restorative dentistry and the acting dean of the Department of Dentistry, University of Benin. Faculty of Dentistry, University of Benin. Sitting next to her is Douglas Oden. Douglas Oden is a consummate civil society personality and the Executive Director of Strategic Welfare Initiative for South Swiss. And the man engaging his books as if he has millions buried in the pages there is Frank Ehiosu. Frank Ehiosu is a mechanical engineer and he's the head of department for this particular program that we are running now. Frank, please wave to the audience. And next to him is Meston Odigye. He's the timekeeper for this particular occasion. So it's going to be thumping dates. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm yours truly, Christopher Ojekere. I'm the media director of Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation. Thank you. All right. Without much ado, we'd like to watch the clip very briefly. Mr. Sami Aworo is the technical director of Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation. Mr. Sami Aworo, please wave to them. All right, Mr. Sami, are we ready for the with the clip, please?
Every generation is graced with visionaries whose lives embodies progress, transformation, and hope. Among these trailblazers stands Dr. Osahon Enabulele, a man of courage, service, and remarkable leadership. From humble beginnings in Oselu, Edo State, to global recognition, Dr. Enabulele's journey is a testament to vision, dedication, and excellence. Known as the Lion Killer, he has spent decades redefining leadership in healthcare, policy advocacy, and community service.
My name is Dr. Osahon Enabulele. I'm the Director General of the Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation. I'm excited to have the opportunity, along with other votaries of reforms and progress, to have the opportunity to unfold this foundation to the general public, especially citizens of Nigeria who are currently in a state of disillusionment. So this foundation envisions an empowered citizenry where every individual, irrespective of his background or circumstances, will have access to those opportunities that society ought to provide in terms of access to quality healthcare, access to quality education, and other advantages that his existence should confer on him. We are also about promoting initiatives in education and health, recognizing the place of human capital development in even driving productivity and wealth and prosperity of nations. I welcome everyone to join us as we start on this journey of transformation. One we believe has the potential to turn around lives. We welcome them to participate in whatever way, as volunteers, as foundation members, and in other ways they can. I thank everyone for coming to partner with us. Together, we shall transform lives. Together, we shall make impossibilities become possibilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present Dr. Osahon Enabulele.
Thank you.
Every generation is graced with visionaries whose lives embodies progress,
Thank
transformation, and hope.
I'll tell
Among
you
these
something,
trailblazers
this is the
stands
third
Dr. Osahon
local
Enabulele.
government area that we've done this. I have never seen any gathering of students that have a sharper instinct of when to clap than you. So clap for yourself. You know just when to clap. Thank you so much. Without further ado, we invite Dr. Enabulele to give you just a short speech as an opening remark.
Yeah, good afternoon, great students. Good afternoon, great students. Good afternoon, our great teachers. Good afternoon, our great parents who are here. And with absolute admiration for the presence of my good brother Osahon Enabulele, Chief Press Secretary of Ikpoba Local Government Council, representing the chairman today. I recognize the members of the foundation who are here in their numbers, and of course all other members of the public. I really did not think that he was still going to call me to talk to you, because I think you heard me speak to you on that video clip that was, projected, because I thought that we had spent so much time trying to fix the existential logistical problems we always encounter in our states and our country. But again, I have no choice but to offer one or two statements to you. And all I have to say today is to thank you all for coming today in your numbers. I really thank you for responding to our call, our invitations to you, to come and participate in what we consider as a very historic transformational process. Yes, this is the third, but like I said, I'm encouraged by the enthusiasm that you have exhibited thus far, in spite of contending with the logistical challenges that we had earlier on. One would have thought that you have lapsed into some level of diffidence. You would have lapsed into some level of despondency. But again, you have risen above those challenges. And that tells me that we have partners in you, that in spite of the contradictions in our country, that you are ready to rise up to this challenge, to become the true leaders that we expect you to be in future, now and in the future, really. And so, again, I celebrate all of you. Now, the reason we are gathered here, like I've always said, is not just because we want you to gather or because we want you to just come and speak. You're all aware of what we are going through in our country. Leadership has become a major challenge for our country. Our country, in spite of having gained political independence in 1960, a lot of people will say there's really nothing to suggest that we are making progress the way we ought to make, especially when you consider all the other countries around us. But we resolved that those countries that have done well because their people committed themselves to certain values, importantly to the development of their own countries through excellence pursuits, through the development of the generations coming behind, and many other ingredients of development. And importantly, investing in the youths, those they call the future leaders of their countries. And in this case, you are our true leaders of the future. And so we thought of driving our educational initiative as a foundation. Our foundation, like you heard on the video, through the video clip, is focused on leadership pursuits, pursuit of leadership excellence and good governance, education, health, social philanthropy, policy advocacy, and many other issues bordering on development. But we see as critical the issue of education. And one way is to drive some initiatives. And we thought that the first point is to connect with all of you, wherever you are, and that is why we contemplated, cogitated, and excogitated this debate competition for secondary school students to meet you where you are and not asking you to come to city center. We want to interact with you, see what skills you have, and see how we can further develop these skills through our leadership series. And so all of you who are here gathered are potential participants in the leadership series of the foundation, where we are going to develop you further so that we can truly begin to track your progress and see that you become the real leaders that we expect you to be. And so this debate is all about reigniting your intellectual interest, building your affective, psychomotor, and cognitive abilities, and also ensuring that you become the true solution finders to our problems in our states, in our local government, in our country. Don't think you have no role to play. Well, I'm not a debater because it's on both sides of the divide. But the reality is that we are part and parcel of our country, of our local government, and of our states. And therefore, this is about connecting you with the real issues, making you aware again of the issues that bother all of us, the issues that matter. So, because of the need for us to save time, I would like to just say, please, this is not about a winner takes it all. We encourage the spirit of sportsmanship here. It's not all about winning. We are looking at those ingredients. Even if you do not win today, you may still be selected for our leadership training sessions. So just be yourself. Speak the way you are. Your teachers have trained you, and I want to celebrate them again because I know you spent sleepless nights doing all of this. And as you speak here, just note that the whole world is watching you, because we are doing a live streaming of this debate session so that everybody outside of those states, outside the Ikpoba local government, will get to see the potentials inherent in you. On that note, I want to thank you again for coming. We shall speak more if we have more time to talk about those values and ingredients of leadership and good development that we intend to impact in you. But for now, we are all waiting excitedly, enthusiastically, to see who will show those ingredients that we are all looking up to. On that note, therefore, I want to thank you once again for coming and wish you the very best. Wish you the very best, and to say that you all can be the best of what you want to be. You can be the best in the world, and I'd like to see all of you even do better than me. I was president of the World Medical Association, but you all can even be president of the United Nations. Thank you very much.
All right, having heard Dr. Enabulele, we'll just give 1 minute to the representative of the chairman of council, Mr. Osahon Emmanuel, to please come forward and just share a little word with us.
Standing on all existing protocols, I want to specially welcome the team and our convener here to Ikpoba Local Government Council. On behalf of the chairman of this great local government area, Right Honorable Jolly Obosa Bede, he's saying he's giving you all the necessary support to ensure that not just only this debate competition, but further partnership and also collaboration that will be essential in driving this vision and ensuring that it reaches everyone that will be needing it. And also, as part of his contribution to ensure that we have a very smooth event, he sends his greetings and is also admonishing everyone that will be participating in this debate competition, like he has said, to give your very best, be yourself, exhibit the talents that you are built with, and I trust after doing that, you will come out successful Also, I want to appreciate everyone for coming in spite of our schedules. We made our time to be here. We are deeply grateful for your coming. And lastly, before I go, I want to use our doctor here as an inspiration to every one of us. He started from Benin City. He started from Edo State. He did not localize. He wasn't limited by the various limitations in his time, in this environment, in the states, but he rose beyond those challenges. I'm speaking to you this morning or this afternoon, as the case may be. No matter the challenges that you are currently facing, that is around you as individual and as a family, it is possible for you to rise above those challenges, like Dr. Enabulele has done. He has shown us that you can be from a particular environment, from a local environment, and you can be an international celebrity. Today, the world is celebrating Dr. Osahon Enabulele. The world can also celebrate you. What you need to do, put in your very best. Ensure you are consistent. Go for excellence. Pursue excellence. Let your mind, let your heart pant for humanity. Contribute your very best. Be diligent with your studies. All this put together. Trust in the Lord. What Dr. Osahon has achieved, you also have the capacity to achieve. I'm leaving this word with you. Your dreams are valid. Those dreams that you have, those dreams that you are nursing, they are valid if you will be able to put in the necessary time, resources, ingredients that will ensure that you achieve that success. Once again, thank you all for coming to Ikpoba local government. Thank you all for coming, and have a smooth competition ahead. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. What's the name of your church? Yes, clearly it's a pastor. Give him another round of applause. Thank you. We shall invite the head of department of this program, Frank Ehiosu, to read out to you the criteria and then the strategy for arriving at your results. All right, Mr. Ehiosu, please, very quickly.
Oh, thank you very much. It's quite enthralling to stand before a crowd of champions. I'm sure you all know you are champions. Everybody here is a winner, but the rules apply evenly. There are 5 fundamentals on which you are scored in this debate, or you'll be scored. 5 basic yardsticks or criteria, however you categorize them. Number 1 is delivery. Number 2 is language. Number 3 is subject mastery. 4, originality. 5, or the 5th one, and not the least, discipline. They all carry equal marks. If you see the sheet here, 20 marks per divide. Well, each one has subdivides or sub-subjects on which you are equally scored under that whole unit. Under delivery, we have strategy, confidence, persuasiveness, fluency, clarity, charisma. Under language, we have syntax, metaphorical expressions, mastery of semantics, and diction. Under subject mastery, it's a core factor, knowledge of subject matter. Under originality, we have ownership of content and spontaneity. Then under discipline, we have obedience to rules, decent language, dressing, and emotional intelligence. So all these variables so listed are the yardsticks by which you'll be scored in your performance. And when scored, what makes it more unique is that we go by a fundamental mathematical standard, the concept of average. There are 3 judges on the table. Everybody will be scored on the different variables by their perception of your performance. And after everybody is scored, there's going to be average of what is accordingly given to each person. So that makes it free of bias or whatever avoidable inanities, as the case may apply. So it ensures that there is fairness. That is actually the yardstick for the usage of the concept of average. no GBT, if I may use that phrase. It is, you see it as it goes. I want to congratulate every one of you, like I said earlier, because we're a garden of champions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll go straight to the rules before I'll call you out here. But before then, we'll get out the topic. The topic would have been interpreted to you by your teachers in the way the teacher wants to teach you, or the way the teacher wants you to view the subject matter. All right? So generally what you were asked is whether secondary school students should share in the responsibility of Edo State's development. Is that not what you were asked? So that's the general question. If you think so, then you are speaking for the subject. If you think not, then you are speaking against the motion. Is that not so? You have 8 schools represented here, and by our record, we have 4 of you who are speaking for, and we have 4 of you who are speaking against. But when you come out here to speak, you'll be 2 schools, 1 for and 1 for against. You are not competing against each other. You are competing against the motion that you are representing. So if you are representing for, you are pushing arguments for. And if you think not, you are pushing arguments against. So it's not the schools competing against each other. You are competing against your competencies, your knowledge of the subject, your ability to be able to persuade the audience to accept your point of view. You are competing against, which school is that? Were they here before? Okay, beautiful. So don't be looking at your opponent, but of course it's an argument. That's why it's a debate. You want to prove to your opponent how his opinion is wrong, isn't it? And how yours is the right opinion. So at the end of the day, the judges call you according to how you are able to demonstrate abilities on those red criteria. That's what it's all about. And that's why the score of average is necessary. So the rules is this. The chief speaker has the opportunity to speak for the first time, which is your opening, for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. At the end of 3 minutes, the second bell will ring. What that means is that before the end of the 3rd minute, there will be a warning bell. Timekeeper, please turn the bell. When you hear that first bell, it's telling the speaker, whichever speaker, that you should be rounding off your points. Round it off. It didn't say stop. Round off your point. You just have a few seconds left. At the second bell, you stop. Don't speak a word more. Because if you speak a word more, you lose marks. So there are only 2 bells. The first one is the warning. The second one is you've exhausted your allotted time. Is that clear? Is that clear? So the chief speaker has 3 minutes to speak when you come out here to open and to introduce your side of the argument. The supporting speakers have 2 minutes each. 2 minutes each. Is that very clear now? Very good. If that is clear, then there is nothing else keeping us. We'll go straight away to the business at hand proper. I'll call out the first schools, and they'll come out here to do justice to the topic. On my list here, the first school that is speaking for the motion is Niger College. Niger College is in Sapler Road, Osakomba Road. So Niger College, please come up here. Another thing I didn't say, which I have found you demonstrate, I had said it just now, that if there's going to be a prize given at the end of the series for students that have instinct for clapping, I'm sure Ikpoba will win it. Because I can see that even schools that are not Niger College are clapping for Niger College. And that's what we want to see in this hall. If they make a point and you think the point is brilliant, then you can clap. If you make a point and you think, yeah. All right, so if you think anybody at all standing here has made a point, it's not competing against your school, you can clap. If they are talking here and then we are hearing you conversing there, the school will be noted and then the judges will deduct from the marks of the school. Discipline is one of the criteria, isn't it? Yeah, so that's a mark of discipline. So it's absolute quiet, you concentrate on what they are saying and then you clap when they make good point. Thank you so much. The second school is Army Day Secondary School. Please, Army Day, come forward. Army Day are just two represented. The third one didn't come, and between the two of them, they shared everything in their brains, and they will bring it out to argue against the motion. Give them a round of applause. That one is for the third person that didn't come. All right, we are going to meet them. We'll meet the ones for first, and then we'll meet the ones against. As you are debating and you hear the bell, you can just take a peep at the screen, because at the bottom of the screen there, the minutes will be counting. Okay, so once you take a look at the screen, you will know how many seconds you have left, so it will help you to round off properly. Is that clear too? All right, we will meet you. We want you to introduce yourself so that will help you loosen up a bit. Just tell us your names. All right? I'm not sure of this wire, so you walk up to me a bit. Thank you. Just come up to me a bit.
Good everyone. My name is Osahon Success Enabulele.
Thank you.
Good everyone. My name is Wilfred Precious Chinyere.
Good everyone. My name is Alon. Good everyone. My name is Alon Dafibotouin.
What did you say was your name?
Wilfred Precious Chinyere.
Did you change names as you were coming here? Are you sure you are not twins? You are not twins? All right. Would you think they are not twins? Beautiful. What a resemblance.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ashibogo Precious.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is David John Divine.
All right, beautiful. So we have two Precious here. We hope it's going to be a very precious section. All right, we will be glad now to call on the Chief Speaker of Niger College to come and speak in support of the motion. Chief Speaker, you have 3 minutes. Please come forward.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and dignitaries present in the audience. I am Osahon Success Enabulele, a proud senior secondary school student of Niger College, supporting the motion that senior secondary school students should share in taking responsibility in the development of Edo State. Yes, of course, senior secondary school students play a major role in the development of Edo State, and the reasons are at least as follows. First of all, senior secondary school students can advocate for policies that can shape the educational sector positively. And since they are equipped with enough knowledge, they can also advocate for their rights and report criminal activities to the appropriate criminal agencies for security and curbing crime. Secondly, senior secondary school students can organize community campaigns that can help educate the society more about several pressing issues in the society, such as HIV/AIDS, STDs, civic participation, fundamental human rights, and supporting federal, local, or state agencies on subjects that will help educate the state more. And also, with this level of education, several able-bodied men and other students will avoid being part of political talks, destruction of government property, or nuisances in the society. Furthermore, senior secondary school students can conduct research on pressing issues in the society, such as cultism or kidnapping. They can also develop innovative solutions and present their findings to government officials, which can then take proactive measures, such as provision of employment to reduce the risk of kidnapping, or creating agencies that will help to boost the morale of senior secondary school students to avoid them from being part of cultists, which will further develop the state. Senior secondary school students can also develop the state more by organizing community initiatives, educational initiatives, health programs, or environmental programs, which will help to develop the state's social welfare of health and all. And they can also represent youth in youth forum, making sure that the voices of the youth are heard. Furthermore, senior secondary school students can also develop Edo State more about They are collaborating with private agencies, NGOs, government agencies on projects that will benefit the state economically and infrastructurally, and they can also help the state in several other factors. With these few points of man, I hope not to confuse you, but rather convince you that senior secondary school students have a role to play in the development of the state. Thank you.
This is a good beginning, isn't it? All right. We'll invite the chief speaker of Army Day Secondary School to give us her own.
Should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? No, I answered the question with my point. Secondary school students should not share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. So I say, good day, my honorable moderators, esteemed panelists, respected audience, co-debaters, fellow students, and my honorable self, David John Van from Amide Secondary School, Ikpoba Hill. What are responsibility? Responsibility refers to the state of being responsible, accountable, and answerable to something within one's power, control, and management. Firstly, the primary function of a secondary school student is to study and not share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. According to my opponent, secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Now, to my honorable moderators, how can you ask a child who is still in secondary school student to share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? Take, for instance, can a child who is not well fed pay for a fee? I ask a question, is that not an irony? What then is the sole duty of the government? Secondly, lack of experience and expertise. Secondary school students lack the experience to take on significant development responsibilities. Now, to my opponents, can a secondary school student develop a state? No, because they lack the experience to take on further experiments. And as it says, and I quote, experience is the best teacher. Thirdly, lack of limited resources and capacity. Can a secondary school student provide social amenities like schools, borehole, good markets? No, because this is the sole duty of the government. Before I conclude, I think my co-debater will have a clearer view if she wasn't admitted to the hospital. So therefore, secondary school students should share. Secondary school students should go and develop their intellectual capacity before developing Edo State. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy there's a government representative here. Okay, thank you so much. We'll call on the second speaker, who is now the supporting speaker from Niger College. So please come forward.
Good day, moderators, panel of judges, our timekeeper, my co-debaters, and everyone present. My name is Wilfred Precious. I'm a student of Niger College Senior Secondary School, and I'm here to support the motion which says that should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? Yes, secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. My reason, sir, it's empower future leaders, engaging students in leadership and decision-making processes, help them to be able to make decisions by themselves, encourages active participation in community development, builds skills like teamwork and communication. Again, foster civic engagement. They promote responsibility and ownership among students. Tap into students' innovative idea and perspective. By involving secondary school students, Edo State can benefit from their energy, creativity, and fresh perspective. Furthermore, developing critical thinking and problem-solving skills must minimize reliance on malpractice. Examination malpractice will put to an end. Students will learn to read and concentrate more on their study. They can also help to preserve and promote Edo-rich cultural heritage. They develop a sense of duty and responsibility in their community. In conclusion, they learn about civic duties, participate in discussion, and develop informed opinion on local issues. They participate in volunteer work, clean up, environmental projects. They participate in development initiative, build student self-esteem and confidence. With this, by developing these activities, they can develop valuable skills, build character, and make positive contribution in their community. With these 2 points of mine, I hope I'm able to convince you that secondary school students can share and take responsibility for their Edo State development. Thank you.
Thank you. The supporting speaker for Army Day Secondary School, please come forward.
My name is Ashobogo Precious. I'm here to support my chief speaker on the motion we say secondary school students should not share taking responsibility for Edo State development. As a secondary school student should not share taking responsibility for Edo State development. Why? Because we are minor, still in school aging. We lack enough resources. As a student, we are dependent, not having any source of income to take such responsibilities. 2, lack of capabilities. As a student, we don't have enough power, ability to take such responsibility. The only ability we have is to learn and acquire knowledge, along in improving our intelligence and widening our mental capabilities. 3, we are, like I said, still in school aging. We don't have that skills, experience, or ability to take such responsibilities. In conclusion, secondary school students should not share taking responsibility for Edo State development, but to learn how to solve problems and ways to develop Edo State. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll now call on the last speaker before the recap from Niger College.
Good moderators, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my fellow students. My name is Olorunda Favotoyin. I'm a qualified student of Niger College Senior Secondary School. I'm here to support the motion which says should secondary school students share and take responsibility for Edo State development. I will say yes, the secondary school student can share and take responsibility for Edo State development with these 2 points of mind. Firstly, future leaders. As a future leader, secondary school students can contribute by learning about civic responsibility, community service, leadership skills, innovative ideas. Students can also bring fresh perspective and innovative ideas to address local challenges such as environmental conservation, education, or economic development. Secondly, engaging in citizenship activities. It helps you to develop essential life skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and communication, while fostering a sense of community responsibility and a social awareness. Additionally, to build civic responsibility, students can also learn about civic duties, governances, and community development. Next, access to quality education, ensuring all students have access to quality education, skilled teachers, training and retaining qualified teachers. Lastly, to develop leadership skills. Students can develop leadership skills confidently and self-awareness. In conclusion, I urge you to support the notion that secondary school students can share and take responsibility for leadership development. Thank you.
Right on the bell. We'll invite the chief speaker for Army Day to give us their final contribution, which is 1 minute.
Back to the stage again. I said back to the stage again. According to my co-debater, we are still in school aging. Yes, we are still in school aging, and we lack the experience to take on significant development responsibility. And as it says, and I quote, "Experience is the best teacher." Can a secondary school student who is not well fed formulate economic policies and programs that can develop a state? No. Wouldn't it be an error if a secondary school student leave his primary duty to take share and take responsibility of the Edo State development? Why then would the students read, study, and to be a shining example, a role model, and a self-reliance, and not to be dependent on the government? Lastly, I think that secondary school students should not share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Thank you.
Thank you. The chief speaker for Niger College, 1 minute.
In addition to what I have said earlier, senior secondary school students can also develop Edo State. There are several other things, but few of these I'm about to say right now. Since we are living in a global village of technology, serious technical advancements are being made. Popular one we know is Meta AI. And senior secondary school students can also partake in creating some of these. We don't need to depend on income or other things for other points I have said. We can do it on our own. Does it require income to be able to make fresh ideas or bring innovative ideas to the table? No. Therefore, senior secondary school students can do a lot of things for the development of the state. With this point I have given for my school and for me, I hope that we will be able to make you believe that senior secondary school students should share in taking responsibility in the development of Edo State. Thank you.
Thank you. Please give both schools a loud round of applause. All right. You may resume your seats and join in cheering others. Itohan Girls Secondary School, and Maria Goretti. Itohan Girls Secondary School, while Maria Goretti is speaking against the motion. Please come forward. All right, let's meet Itohan.
Good day, everyone. My name is AJ Okin Iwenosem.
Good day, everyone. My name is Chisom Praise.
Good day, everyone. My name is Subachaba Helena.
Thank you. All right.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ituan Usawaru.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ezi Esther.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sule Josephine.
So we don't just have 3 guests here, we have the entire school. One of them is Itohan. All right, please give everyone a round of applause. Okay, we invite the chief speaker for where is this one? Itohan, Girls Grammar School to open for us.
Good day, the moderator.
Children can lead with strength, not scars. The answer is clear. With this, I strongly reject this motion. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That's in Maria Goretti. So we invite the supporting speaker for Itohan Girls Government School.
I'm here to throw more light on what my chief speaker has said. Should secondary school students begin to share in the responsibility of Edo State's development? I firmly believe they should. And here are some points that justifies my decision. Firstly, developing valuable skills. Participating in the development project can help students develop essential skills such as leadership, teamwork, and communication. These skills benefit them academically, personally, professionally, making them great contributors to the society. Secondly, fresh perspective and energy. Students bring new ideas, creativity, and enthusiasm to the development initiatives, leading to innovative solutions and personal and positive changes. I know my opponents may say that students are too young or inexperienced to take in the share of responsibilities in Edo State, but they fail to understand that empowering students is empowering the future. So let's give these students a sense of responsibility and ownership in order to shape a better generation of lawmakers. Thirdly, building community bonds. Working on development projects strengthens community bonds, fosters unity, and in conclusion, by engaging students in the Edo State development, it can lead to leadership, community ownership. And this can help to build better lawmakers and people of our society. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll call on the supporting speaker from Maria Goretti to please come forward.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my ever-attentive audience. My name is Itohan Osawaru, a student of St. Margaret Girls Grammar School, Benin City, and I stand here to oppose the motion which says secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. To begin with, let us understand what this means. The motion is saying that secondary school students, who are mostly teenagers, should take part in healthcare, school, and infrastructural development in making Edo a better place. Although this seems right, yet it is not, and here are my reasons. Secondary school students should not be made to take on developmental responsibility as they are still very young and their focus should be on their education. Secondary school students should not be made to take on developmental responsibility as this requires serious planning of infrastructural development, making such a thing an adult experience. Secondary school students do not yet have the financial and political power and still lack the intellectual and emotional maturity to take on the development of Edo State as this requires serious funding, planning, and execution. These students cannot handle on their own. The main duty of students is to study, and if students are being tasked with responsibility, it will reduce academic performance, cause depression, and affect their future. Instead of them to enjoy their childhood and learning in peace, they are being burdened with responsibilities they are neither trained for nor ready to handle. You do not ask a student to build a house before writing by it, so why ask us to build a state? We are leaders of tomorrow, not workers of today. Let students be students and leaders be leaders. One day, these students will grow up to become leaders, but today, they need to be trained and not burdened with responsibility made for adults. In conclusion, forcing secondary school students to take on developmental responsibility is like asking a toddler to drive a car. It is simply not their job. Their job is to study art today to become good leaders of tomorrow. With these 2 points of light, no be opposed motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Goretti. The last speaker from Itohan before the recap.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mr. Chairman, the moderator, accurate timekeeper, all panel of judges, my co-debaters, and everyone present. My name is Subachoma Helena, and I'm a bona fide student of Itohan Girls Grammar School. Today, we gather to discuss on the topic, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development?
And I speak on the motion, which is yes, secondary school students should share responsibility in secondary school students should share in responsibility taking care of Edo State development. As future leaders and citizens of Edo State, secondary school students should play a vital role in the enabling secondary school students should play a vital role in shaping Edo State development. Now I move to the point. Civic engagement. Secondary students should participate in community service, voluntary works, and extracurriculum activities. That helps to promote social responsibility and state development. Now, studies have shown that students who participate in community service, social responsibilities are acting and contribute to the state's progress. In conclusion, I hope I'll be able to convince you that secondary school students should play.
Thank you. The last speaker from Maria Goretti, please, before the recap.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eze Esther, student of St. Maria Goretti Girls Grammar School, Benin City. As we gather here today to deliberate on the motion that secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development, I stand firmly against this proposition. State development encompasses a wide range of issues, including economic growth, infrastructure development, education, healthcare, and security. Each of these areas requires specialized knowledge, expertise, and experience. Students, on the other hand, are still learning the basics of various subjects and have limited exposure to real-world challenges. Moreover, students are still in their formative years, grappling with academic pressure and personal growth. Their primary focus should be on education, not shouldering developmental responsibilities. By diverting their attention to state development, we risk compromising their academic performance and future prospects. So, the academic journey of secondary school students is already demanding, with a plethora of subjects to master, assignments to complete, and exams to pass. Bringing the responsibility of state development will only exacerbate their stress level, potentially leading to exhaustion and decreased academic performance. Involving students in state development could lead to unrealistic expectation and potential exploitation. We must prioritize their educational well-being and future prospects and ensure that they have the necessary systems to excel in life. In conclusion, in the words of Nelson Mandela, and that quotes, "The future of our children depends on the kind of education they receive." Let us prioritize their educational well-being and ensure that they have the necessary tools to succeed in life. Thank you.
Thank you. We call on the chief speaker from Osahon Grammar School to conclude. 1 minute.
Standing on the already existing protocol, I heard my opponent say that academics should be the primary and only focus of students. However, this does not mean that students cannot balance their studies with extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities can indeed enhance their skills and knowledge. I would like to end with this quote from John C. Maxwell, who said, and I quote, "The day you take responsibility for your attitude will become the greatest day of your life." Thank you.
Thank you. And the chief speaker from Maria Goretti.
Still standing on the already existing protocol. According to the Edo State Civil Rule, anyone who is under the age of 18 is not allowed to be recruited into the Edo State Civil Service. And the ages of secondary school students is between 11 and 17. How do you think people who are not eligible for employment to develop a state? In the Nigerian Constitution, anyone who is under 18 years is not allowed to vote. Why do you think students can develop a state? To my opponent, if you think students are ready for state building, why don't we replace commissioners with school prefects? With this, I take a bow.
All right. The man who would have answered your question have run away. So we pass your information that you are advocating that we should replace commissioners with competence. All right, please give both schools a round of applause. They've proven themselves, and we'll think about it. Okay, the next set of school is Russell International School. Please come forward. Versus Ikpoba Secondary School. Your landlord. Russell International School will be speaking for the motion, and Ikpoba Secondary School will be speaking against the motion. All right, so let's meet the students very quickly before we continue.
Good day, everyone. My name is Odo Judith Chidima.
Good day, everyone. My name is Osagi Peter.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ikpoba Vincent Boys.
All right, beautiful. I didn't hear your claps.
Good day, everyone. My name is Osadolo Favor.
Good day, everyone. My name is Abaswan Glory.
Good day, everyone. My name is Obazwai Success.
All right. So we'll invite the chief speaker for Russell International School to step forward.
Do you know that about 70% of people believe that education is a scam today? Secondary education plays a crucial role in the development of individuals and society. Therefore, the importance of secondary education, as evident in secondary school students, cannot be overemphasized. My assignment is to take proposition on the topic, secondary school students should partake in the development of Edo State. Before I proceed, I'd like to say very good morning to the chairman, panel of judges, timekeepers, co-debaters, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ikpoba Vincent Ebohaisomi, representing Roselle International Group of School as the first speaker. Some key areas of development that are often focused on in Edo State are healthcare, focusing on information dissemination and advocacy, education, focusing on vocational training, security and peace building, focusing on citizen-civic interrelationship. Taking the first point on healthcare development. One of the critical aspects of healthcare development is the dissemination of healthcare information and advocacy. It is no news that a healthy person is an informed mind, and information is mobile. The question is, who could be more mobile than a secondary school student? The movement of students from their houses and their schools, as well as interaction amongst themselves, is a viable channel that could be used to create awareness about healthy living. If secondary school students are engaged as advocates, this also saves a lot of cost because they are available at the volunteer stage. Demonstratively, having prints of health program on our school bags, sportswear, etc. will by no small means be a laudable effort to reach out to the public, especially with the areas of maternal and child health. Educational development is the second point I'll be talking on, focusing on vocational training. The secondary school age grade is the best and most rewarding time to develop the psychomotor cognitive of any person. Whatever aspect of human development the state is focusing on, education is the main strategy, and vocational training is the foundation for a productive population. If the government involves secondary school students in its development plan for education and its application to produce a productive workforce, secondary school students should be involved and given the opportunity to grow into a productive workforce. Simple vocational skill training programs like bag making, sewing, beads, coral, etc. can be incorporated in the current school curriculum. I want to conclude that engaging secondary school students in the development plan of Edo State is like placing a square peg in a square hole. When things are done right and early, the result is success. Engage secondary school students in the development plan of Edo State to secure the future of Edo State. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll call on the chief speaker from the opposing school to step forward.
A society where students face various challenges that impact their academic performance, including a lack of textbook for studying, disinterest in grades, limited parental involvement in their academic activities, and distraction from the social media. Honorable judges, worthy opponent, fellow debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Osahon Enabulele from Ikpoba Senior Secondary School, and I'm here to firmly oppose the motion which said that should secondary school students play a taking responsibility in Edo State development. While I understand the enthusiasm and idealism of involving secondary school students in state development, I firmly believe that secondary school students are not yet equipped to take on such significant responsibility. Firstly, secondary students are still in the process of developing their academic foundations. Their primary focus should be on excelling in their studies rather than diverting their attention to some developmental projects, thereby prioritizing academics. Secondly, students do not have the experience, skills, and expertise to effectively contribute to state development. State development is a multi-phase and crucial process that requires extensive knowledge in areas such as economics, governance, infrastructure, and social welfare, which secondary school students, by virtue of their age and educational stage, do not have the decision to make informed decisions on such crucial stages. And we all know that to contribute to state development, we need to understand fiscal policy, international trade, and financial management, which are skills that secondary school students do not possess. Thirdly, effective state development requires substantial resources, including infrastructure, financial management, and human expertise. We know that secondary school students do not have access to these resources in such a way that government bodies and professionals do. I urge you to consider the consequences of involving secondary school students in state development. In conclusion, I would say, when secondary school students can engage in community service and small-scale projects, they should not be given the burden of assigning state development, because when we assign them state development, it will distract them from their studies, thereby leading to failure in their academics. This is a critical period of emotional, physical, and cognitive development. So assigning students state development will lead to distraction from their studies. Let us know that our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, but should not overburden our students by some governance responsibility. I hope that with this few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that secondary school students should not play a taking responsibility in Edo State development. They should rather focus on their studies to become professionals in our society and lay a solid foundation for their future career. Thank you.
Thank you, landlord. They are landlord for today. I hope you know that. All right, we call on the supporting speaker from Osahon International College.
Adding to what the chief speaker has said, good day, ladies and gentlemen, panel of judges, my wonderful chairman, accurate timekeeper, and my co-debaters. My name is Osahon Peter, and I'm representing Osahon International School. And I'm here to support the motion which says secondary school students should share in the responsibility of the development in Edo State. One, what is development? Development can be defined as a system of upgrade in the situation of a person or individual or a thing. Now in Edo State, we have a government, but it is not possible for the government to reach all areas in Edo State. Now, we as secondary school students, we have a small but key role to play in the development of Edo State. And I'll be showing you ways by which we can support the government in increasing the development of Edo State. One, through academic excellence. Okay? When we take our academics seriously, this will encourage the government to invest their time, effort, and money in the educational system. Also, when we take our academics seriously, we can also represent the state in external competitions, and this will also give the state a good name. Two, through organization of community service. One, we can practice community service through visiting orphanages, and visiting home for the elderly and assisting them there, and donating to the poor and helping out with charity. And we can also organize small community services in our local environments. Lastly, I want to say this: as leaders of tomorrow, we are supposed to be prepared for the leadership that we have to face when we get into office. We have to start it now, because when we get there, we can't start. Thank you very much.
You have all been very disciplined with time. Thank you so much for that. We'll call on the supporting speaker from Ikpoba Secondary School.
What an old man see where sitting down. Even if a child climb an iroko tree, he won't see it. With this, I say good day, our honorable and impartial judges, esteemed panel, worthy opponent, and of course the listeners. My name is Osahon Enabulele, and I'm a bona fide student of Ikpoba Senior Secondary School. I'm here to oppose the motion, strongly oppose the motion, which says should secondary school students share in Edo State development responsibility? 1. Can we prioritize academic excellence if we are diverting students into different responsibilities? The answer, of course, is no. Students already have a significant workload, time management and capacity. Imagine adding development responsibilities might compromise students' ability to manage their time effectively. Students need to be well trained before assigned into development responsibilities. Imagine dear Osahon Enabulele as he focused in his studies. Would we all be here today to be debating? No. So with this viewpoint of mine, I think I'll be able to convince and not confuse you that students should not take active part in development responsibilities.
Thank you. All right, the last speaker before the recap for Osahon International School.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, co-debaters, and my esteemed audience. My name is Judy Chidima. I'm here to support the motion that says, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility of Edo State government? Firstly, development is the process of working together with community members to identify their needs, solve problems, and improve the overall quality of life in their area. It focuses on empowering the people, building stronger local system, and encouraging participation and cooperation among the people to bring about social, economic, and environmental improvement. Firstly, developing a state is not the sole duty of adults. We students are also part of the state and benefit from its resources such as the school, the roads, the water, and the security. Should we not give back? Involvement builds a sense of responsibility. It teaches us that change doesn't come from sitting back, but from action. Secondly, through service, students develop important life skills such as leadership, teamwork, communication, and problem-solving skills. When students organize a cleanup, lead a health campaign, or help in a literacy program, they are learning to lead, to care, and to contribute. Thirdly, we can join environmental clubs to plant trees and keep our environment clean. We can volunteer in hospitals, orphanages, or tutor young children in schools, mosques, and even online. Students can make real impact. A state involving secondary school students in community development keeps them engaged positively, reduce youth crime, and prepares them for future. And prepare them to become future leaders. Finally, a state that ignores the energy and idea of its youth is a state that slows its progress. So secondary school students should be involved and empowered. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll call now on the last speaker before the recap from Ikpoba Secondary School.
Good day, honorable judges, worthy opponents, and my fellow debaters. My name is Osahon Enabulele, and I'm a bona fide student from Ikpoba Senior Secondary School. I stand here before you today to argue against the motion which states that should secondary school students be involved in the development of Edo State. Now, let me ask you, do you know that secondary school students face immense academic performance? Firstly, while I acknowledge the exhaustism and idealism of our youth, I firmly believe that secondary school students lack the necessary experience, as expertise and maturity to contribute meaningfully to our state. Development is a complex and multifaceted purpose that requires careful planning, strategic decision-making, and a deep understanding of the intercurrencies of governances. Secondary school students, by virtue of their age and limited exposure, are not equipped to navigate this complexity. Moreover, involving secondary school students in development projects could potentially distract them from their academic pursuits and undermine the quality of education. Our students should focus on acquiring knowledge, skills, and competencies that will enable them to succeed in their future endeavor. That being said, I do believe that secondary school students can play a role in community service, volunteering work that will enable them to succeed in their future endeavors. But when it comes to the development of Edo State, I firmly believe that this responsibility should rest in the hands of experienced professionals, policy makers, and community leaders who have the expertise, vision, and responsibility to play a role in our state. In conclusion, By focusing on their studies, students can build a strong foundation for their future career that will enable them to develop better in the future. And thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. All right, the chief speaker for Russell International School, come and conclude your points. 1 minute.
In addition to what I've said earlier, as the saying goes, children are the leaders of tomorrow. And we believe so. How can we be the leaders of tomorrow and you then say we should not partake in the development of Edo State? I believe with this, I've been able to prove my point that secondary school students should partake in the development of Edo State. Thank you.
All right, the chief speaker for Ikpoba.
Back on the stage, I heard my opponent say that involving secondary school students in state development help them to build them for future purpose. But do you know that involving secondary school students in state development will distract them from their studies, thereby making them skip classes and will even make them indulge in exam malpractice? We should allow our students to focus on their studies and lay a solid foundation for their future careers. Do you know that because the involve secondary school students in state development, that's why we have abandoned projects everywhere, destroyed road and rubbish dams, that is why there is no secondary school students in state development. And I hope that with my observation, I've been able to convince you that secondary school students should not play a taking responsibility in Edo state development. How about stand firmly against this motion, and I hope you join me to stand against this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Give both schools a resounding clap. You may retire to your seats. Thank you. I'm sure the judges are going to have a very difficult time today with assessment and the performances of these kids. You have also supplied so much data for and against that those who should hear would hear, and they would do something about it, because the expectations from our children and the critique of the performances of government are all being nakedly displayed here. So give these kids a round of applause. We are very grateful for your efforts. The last set to come up here will be Western Boys High School, who are speaking for the motion, and Harvard Education Center of Excellence, who are speaking against the motion. We'll meet them very quickly.
Unduka David from Western Boys High School.
Good day, everyone. Emmanuel Yasele.
Good day, everyone. My name is Agolo Duram.
Good day, everyone. My name is Omaro John Destiny. Good day, distinguished audience. I am Ekato Mona Lisa.
Good day, everyone. My name is Wagboy Diamodu Sasu.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Western Boys High School Chief Speaker, please step forward.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sunduka David, and today I am a student of Western Boys High School. And today I stand on this ground to strongly support the motion which says secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. While so many may think that governance and progress belong solely to adults, I will prove to you that students have a critical role to play in shaping and developing the future of our great state to the following point. Secondary school students are future leaders and innovators of Edo State, so giving them the opportunity to participate in development initiatives like community service, health talk, digital skills training helps them to impact positively in society and also enhance their leadership skills for future purposes. More so, when students participate in community service like sweeping of roads, clearing of gutters, It helps to promote the relationship between schools and communities, thereby providing mutual support from the communities. Remember, development thrives when citizens, including students, actively participate. Furthermore, encouraging students to participate in governance through student council, debate, awareness campaign, foster a culture of responsibility, and also help students gain experience and confidence in leadership role, thereby making them better future leaders. In a nutshell, despite the fact that we students are not grown up yet, we can see contribute our energy and innovative ideas to the development of Edo State. It's time for us to accept the motion which says secondary school students should take part in the development of Edo State. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll call on the Chief Speaker from Harvard Education Center.
An adage says or goes, you don't ask a chick to crow like a cock, right? Likewise, you must not demand from secondary school students what is meant for trained adults. As a well-brought-up African child, I would like to give honor to whom honor is due. Honorable moderator, the panel of judges of impeccable impartiality, co-debaters, my ever meticulous and accurate timekeeper, and my ever attentive audience. Good day to you all. Standing before you is American Destiny, a bona fide student of Harvard Education Center of Excellence, and I stand here to firmly, confidently, boldly uphold the interrogatory motion that goes thus: to secondary school students share in taking responsibility of Edo State development. While this may sound noble on the surface, if examined deeply, it is a very dangerous, ill-timed, and very resilient, unsound suggestion. Let me tell you, for the purpose of clarity, what is development? According to Walter Rodney in his book, I quote, "Our Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Development is a multifaceted process encompassing social, political, and economical aspects, and not just economic growth." End of quote. This means it is no child's play, and certainly not a responsibility that should be handed on fragile shoulders of children who are still finding their feet in life. I want to take responsibility. Taking responsibility means being accountable, answerable, and ready to face the consequences headlong. Without missing words, I make bold to say that the core of my opponent, that secondary school students should share in the development of Edo State, is a complicated and sensitive issue, and a call for students to commit suicide. No way, God forbid. It is to promote civic engagement. Why not start university students? These are adults undergoing industrial training or series of training. These are individuals who are trained in engineering, agriculture, urban planning, policy formulation. Why not start with them who are ready and eager to participate? Why bypass them and drag with children into something we cannot handle? Now, to the legal perspective, the INO Convention 138 ratified by Nigeria clearly states that no child under the age of 18 should be exposed to hazardous or demanding work. Our Child Rights Act of 2003, Section 28, reinforces this, forbidding any hard labor that will expose a child and disrupt its education, health, and moral development. Okay, to the psychological angle, secondary school students are already languishing under pressure from overloaded timetable, co-curriculars, and personal struggles. To now add the developers of Edo State to their plate is not civic empowerment, it's academic sabotage, and a call for them to be manipulated and set up for failure. We are leaders of today. When we leaders of tomorrow into today's society, and when things go wrong, things will go wrong. Who are we going to blame? The students or the adults who place them there? Are we going to hide behind the illusion of shared responsibility and don't real life accountability? I say no to this notion. In conclusion, my point is clear and stand that secondary school students are students. We are not staffs, we are not volunteers, we are not instruments of a public developmental agenda. We are students, nothing more, nothing less. I should remain like that. I rest my case. Thank you.
We have heard. All right. Thank you. Western Boys High School supporting speaker, please come forward.
Good day, moderator, panels of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emmanuel Iyasele, a proudly student of Western Boys High School. I stand on this ground to strongly support the motion that secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Some of you might think that involving secondary school in Edo State development is wrong, but I'm here today to prove to you that students have a role in playing for the development of Edo State. Firstly, involving secondary school students in Edo State development can create awareness of understanding the challenges and goals of Edo State and also build a sense of responsibility. Secondly, when Edo State development information is shared with secondary school, it can inspire and motivate students in contribution to the development of Edo State and also pursue careers that help in national development. Furthermore, it also serves as encouragement, which will inspire students in participating in projects like community service, environmental projects, and digital initiatives. Also, students are future leaders. Involving them now make them prepare for tomorrow's responsibility. It also makes learning more practical. A real-life example can make some students understand subjects like economics and social studies in a deeper and more relevant way. In conclusion, involving secondary school students in taking responsibility for Edo State development it's not just wise but necessary because it builds a more aware, motivated, a better future leader and responsible generation. So let us not underestimate the power of young men. Thank you.
Thank you. Supporting speaker from Harvard Education Center.
All protocols duly and humbly observed. I am Ekato Mona Lisa. I rise not just with words, but with the weight of wisdom, legal truth, and genuine concern for us, the students, the real builders of tomorrow. I stand firmly as the second speaker to oppose that motion that secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for the Edo State development. Before I begin, permit me to salute the vision of the current Edo State administration under His Excellency Governor Monday Opebolo, a man of renewed purpose and restorative leadership. Under his leadership, we hope for reforms based on principles, not publicity. Now to the matter at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, development is not a classroom project. It is a generational blueprint. And while we don't doubt the brilliance of our students, we should not confuse potential with preparedness. You don't place an egg in the fire just because it holds protein. It will break before it boils. Our opponents will say, involve them early, build patriotism and confidence. But that's like saying, if students is learning or training in classrooms, isn't it part of patriotism and confidence? Let me leave you with some soul-searching questions. If a house isn't complete, should we install a ceiling fan? If a child is still crawling intellectually, should we make them sprint for the nation? If the future is still forming, should we force it into function? You don't use tomorrow to build today. You prepare today to secure tomorrow. Empower the university youth, reform the curriculum, build sustainable mentorship, but don't drag children into a fight meant for trained adults. Protect the students, equip them, prepare them, then release them. This is how you build Edo with wisdom. With this effective, sufficient, proficient, and resilient points of mind, I hope I'll be able to brainfeed you and not to brainwash you that secondary students should not share in taking responsibility for the Edo State development. Thank you.
Thank you. That leaves us with the last speaker for Western Boys High School. Before the recap.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my distinguished audience. My name is Agolo Joram, a bona fide student of the great and prestigious Western Boys High School, and I'm here to support the motion which says secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Students are the future leaders and citizens of tomorrow plays a vital role in the growth, development, and progress of the state. First of all, I will start by stating reasons why secondary school students should participate in Edo State development. 1. Skill development and improvement. Joining in development projects allows students to gain more knowledge and essential skills such as leadership, cooperation, and problem solving. 2. Inspires other students. Active secondary school students becomes role models for other students so that they can participate in Edo State development. 3. Community engagement. Participating in community engagement and community maintenance, we allow students to gain more knowledge on how the community is being maintained, thereby promoting community engagement and social cohesion. Secondly, furthermore, I will state the benefits of student involvement. 1. Practical experience. Students who involve in Edo State development will have practical experience, thereby preparing them for real-world challenges and thereby strengthening their employability. 2. Building confidence. It builds students' confidence, boosts self-morale and self-esteem. 3. Networking opportunities. Students can now connect with community leaders, organizations, and like-minded individuals, thereby expanding their social network. In conclusion, I will say secondary school students, if allowed to share in responsibility for Edo State development, will gain more knowledge and have brighter future, which can thereby lead to the betterment for Edo State. Thank you.
All right, thank you. The last speaker before the recap for Harvard.
Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Wagboy Diamond Otasu, a student of Harvard Education Center of Excellence. I am here to finally nail to its demise our opponent's unrealistic position that students should share in taking responsibility in Edo State development. We students of Edo State are not ready to be used as slaves in any kind of menial job or in the name of developing Edo State, because it is not in the interest in health and growth. It should be noted that subjecting students for sojourn in a bind to develop Edo State is not only hard but another form of modern slavery. We as students are not slaves. I repeat, we as students are not slaves, and we have the freedom of choice not to be used or made responsible in the development of Edo State. Some students may be carried away by sojourn. Some could even leave school for work for non-governmental agency. Thus, this so-called civic engagement can lead to a high attrition rate and absenteeism in school. Engaging in so-called civic engagement or small-scale business can lead students roaming about the streets when they ought to be in school. School movement focuses to education and the development of students, which is crucial for individual and societal growth. The main responsibility of school is to education, to nurture young children, equipping the knowledge, the skills, value needed for success in their personal and professional lives. With all said and done, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we the students of Edo State deserve a better educational opportunity that will lay a solid foundation, accelerate our social mobility, than drafting us to the street. I would like to ask a question. A child that is being fed, can he feed another child? No. So why is our opponent asking us to share in responsibility in Edo State development? Thank you.
Thank you. The chief speaker, 1 minute.
I am here to round off my point. Like my opponents have said, that involving students involving secondary school students in Edo State development might be too stressful for them. I want to bring you back to my second point. That was why I mentioned that they should start from the school through student council. Also, students can also participate in community service like sweeping of roads, clearing of gutters, which prevent flooding and breeding of mosquitoes, thereby curbing the spread of waterborne diseases. With these few points of mine, I hope I'll be able to convince you that secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief speakers for Harvard, 1 minute to recap.
I, Amarajan Destiny, return to reinforce my stance that secondary school students should not take part in the responsibility of Edo State development. We have not only debated, we have defended the soul of the future. My opponents speak involvement, we speak preparation, they speak contribution, we speak protection. We are not Edo's workforce, we are Edo's words. The law keeps us, the wisdom preserves us. If we break a party before it's right, what story left to tell? So, for example, our own revered Dr. Osahon Enabulele. What as when he did not focus on his education, will it be what he is today? If he has already contributed to the development of Edo State, will it be what he is today? So let's we secondary school students focus on our education and let us be and not allow us to focus on the development of Edo State. I rest my case. Harvard has spoken.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please give them a round of applause as they go to their seats. With that last speech, we come to the end of the debate session. Give yourselves a round of applause, every one of you. We are going to sit calmly to await other activities, which will include giving certificates to those who have competed in the debate section and their teachers that have trained them for this. You are going to be awarded the prestigious Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation certificate. And then today you are also going to know the results for the participation you have participated in this debate. Let me just inform you that what you are doing now is the intra-debate section. Intra-LGA, intra-local government area debate section, meaning that schools here are all from Ikpoba local government. We have done 3 in Edo South. We started with Ego. It was just as stormy as this. And we had 7 schools participating in that opening ceremony. And then we moved on yesterday to Oredo, and we encountered another stormy section. But I must confess that today appears to be even stormier. The volume of ideas and the sheer depth of those ideas that you have demonstrated and displayed here makes us feel that we have fulfilled our purpose in pursuing this project. Many of you students were deploying those ideas as if we were actually the original owners of those ideas from the time the principles of dialectics were discovered. You owned the subject, you mastered it, and you deployed it with confidence. It's a demonstration of the fact that you understand the principles of the subject matter and the issues being canvassed, whether for or against. And you have made it very difficult for people like me to even know which arguments to follow if I have to drive this argument further, whether secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for the development of Edo State. And that means that you have expanded the frontiers of knowledge and you have contributed to dialectics. So for that reason, give yourselves a round of applause. I was particularly impressed by some of you students who tried very well and succeeded remarkably in paying attention to the way you pronounce words. It's important. Some of us grew up in schools or in homes and went to schools where there wasn't emphasis on how we pronounce our words. Whereas that it is not everything, it does contribute to making your language more polished and sophisticated. That is not to discourage some of you who haven't. But in secondary school, you have not passed the stage where you can recalibrate your language process because you are still under 17. So your speech organ has not crystallized. So you can begin to practice it because it's important, not because it's everything. But it does help to give profile to your arguments. And so for the effort put to try and do it, we congratulate those students who tried to